Today we've got lots to talk about. We're going to talk about some changes that are going on with transfers crossing the border between Canada and the United States. We've also got news if you're going to prepay for any spa services, how you are going to use those gift cards that you can get discounted from like AARP and other places. Really big important things to keep in mind when you use those. We're going to talk about Disney has released their 2024 cruises for Halloween and their Christmas cruises, along with what those itineraries are going to be, and I'll let you know when those will go for sale. And we're also going to talk about the Grand Princess. So we have a lot to talk about today. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Wednesday. It is June 14th here in the United States. So happy Flag Day to everyone. That's what we celebrate here in the United States on June 14th every year. Let me go ahead and start off really quick with the update on the Grand Princess. The Grand Princess is currently sailing Alaska cruises for this season, this summer season in Alaska. And we've got Let's Go family members who just got off. I have heard from several people emails saying that the food has not been good. Really sorry to have to say that, but a lot of people, and you know, when I hear one person tell me, I think maybe it's subjective, but then when there are more people saying it, I think, well, maybe the food offerings aren't quite what people had anticipated. So be aware of that and let us know if you're on a cruise this week, because sometimes it really can vary by which week you're on a cruise. Let us know about that, both in the buffet and in the main dining room. But apparently, the internet on the Grand Princess is amazing. So people said that they were having speeds as fast, if not better, than they had when they were at home. So when you think about it, would you rather have food that was great or internet that was great? I would really kind of like them both to be great, but that is really good news that the Starlink is making a big difference on the Grand Princess. So if you are set to embark on her, it sounds like you're going to be able to do what you need to do online while you're gone. Another important thing that we need to talk about is the changes that are taking place at the border. For a long time now, ever since I started my channel, I shared with you how well it has worked for us when we took a cruise that either departed out of Vancouver or returned to Vancouver to use the transfer to cross the border. That transfer shuttle, it just is a bus and it drives you from Vancouver down to the Seattle airport. So I used it last year to get from Vancouver back down to Seattle to catch my flight home when I was on Holland America. And then Gordon and I have used it with Princess as well to cross the border because it's cheaper for us anyway to fly in and out of Seattle. It always worked really smoothly. Even last year when I was on the Koningsdam on the way across the border, everyone on the bus had to get off and go through the little line where the guy looked at your passport and everything and then get back on the bus. But the delay was not huge in order to do that. We pulled up, not a long delay at all. But it sounds like things are changing. And I do want to add that when we do those kind of transfers, the scheduled buses, like there are shuttle buses that anyone can book, not just with a cruise line, but they routinely run, between Vancouver and Seattle, destinations like that you can just buy a ticket on and go that way if you want to. Those buses, it seems, always have priority. They have a scheduled time to go through. And so when you arrive there, it depends on who is there before you, okay? But we have Let's Go family members that were just at the border. And do you know what? They were on the Princess Transfer, the bus from Vancouver down to Seattle, and they had to wait for 4 hours on the bus. 4 hours. And they left, the bus driver hopped off, left the bus running, and said, I'll be back. Apparently, the bus driver came back one time. In that 4-hour window, they said that the bathrooms on the bus weren't working, and everybody was not very happy, and a lot of people missed their flights because of that 4-hour delay at the border. So here are some things that crossed my mind in hearing about this. Number one, maybe it is better to fly in and out of Vancouver and pay that extra money. I know that this doesn't happen. I don't think this happens every single time, but you're surely at risk for it. So either book your flights really, really, late, like into the evening if you are doing this, or stay overnight there in Seattle, fly home the next morning, or like I said, just go ahead and fly in and out of Vancouver. Or, if you have like Anchorage to Vancouver, then just fly home from Vancouver. Wanted to make you aware of it so that you're prepared. She's also pointed out, of course, they didn't hand out snacks or water like you would expect them to here at the border crossing. So if you're going to do this, make sure that you have something in your bag. Your water, your some snacks that you can take. If you have to take medicine in the middle of the day, make sure that that is in the bag on the bus with you, not down underneath in the middle of the luggage or anything like that. Make sure that you've got it. So let me know, those of you who are doing this in the coming days or have done it this year, how it has gone. But that 4-hour delay is really something. Okay. Now, I thought it was really exciting that Disney has announced their Halloween and their Christmas cruises for 2024. And the way that Disney does it is they turn it into like a special experience on board for Halloween and for Christmas time. So they call it their Halloween on the High Seas and a Very Merry Time cruises. And so for 2024, those Halloween cruises are going to sail from mid-September through October. Did I say for 2023? I meant for 2024. Of course it's for 2024. It's too late to book these for 2023 now. So those are going to sail from mid-September through the end of October for 2024. And you're going to be able, you dress up in your Halloween costumes. They're going to have special food and beverages and decorations, everything to go with that. And I am sure lots of fun Halloween activities to go with it. So if you are thinking of that, they've got the Disney Wish is going to sail 3 and 4 night Bahama cruises from Port Canaveral, while the Disney Fantasy is going to go on 4, 6, and 7 night cruises that will end up go to the Bahamas and the Caribbean. The Disney Magic is going to go from Fort Lauderdale with 3 to 5 night sailings, and they're going to take you to some places that are places that you're going to want to go if you're going on a Disney cruise. Some of those are going to go to their newest destination there in the Bahamas, and it's called I can't say it right, Eleuthera at Lighthouse Point. And then if you're thinking about Christmas cruises, the Christmas cruises, our Very Merry Time cruises, are going to go from mid-November through the end of December 2024. They're going to have lots of holiday-themed activities and celebrations that are full of spirit, they say. And be aware that the Disney Wish is going to be doing those 4 and 5 night sailings from Port Canaveral, and the Disney Dream is going to do it from Fort Lauderdale. The bottom line is that those of you who really enjoy going on Christmas cruises, doing that, Disney might be an option for you, or Halloween cruises. And those of you who really enjoy Disney, you might want to take a look at these options because it sounds like they're really fun. I have been to Walt Disney World before at Halloween time, and it's been really, really fun. It was a really fun time there. Now, when I also think of Princess is going to start sailing out of Port Canaveral next year, that's going to make it so that we're going to have maybe more people wanting to go to Disney World. So we're going to have a lot to share here about that. Not so much, we're not turning into a Disney Channel, but I wanted to let you know that there's a lot of options for travel and places to go when you're going to go on a cruise. And all of these cruises for 2024, for the Halloween and for the Merry Christmas ones, are going to go on sale on June 26th. Alrighty? So just around the corner. Now I have a story to tell you here. 2 things that you should be aware of, and these are from Let's Go family members, and one of them, so this is really interesting, so maybe Princess is listening a little bit more than you think. This was over on the Princess Passenger forum, and it's a Facebook group that is not Princess's Facebook group. But what had happened is people used their AARP gift cards to pay for their cruise and their flights. After they had done that, they decided that they wanted to go a little bit early, so they canceled their flights that they had made with Princess Easy Air, and they went ahead and booked their flights on their own, and they wanted that refund. Well, as we have heard so much, that was going to come back in the form of gift cards, but it always takes a long time to process. They don't just give you the cash back like you paid for the gift cards on your credit card. Nope, you don't get that back. It turns back in to like those gift cards, but they wanted to use that money to book their excursions. And of course, they were worried that if you wait 5 or 7 weeks for your money to come back on those gift cards, the the excursions you want are going to be sold out. Someone at Princess saw their post, called them, and took care of the problem for them, got their money put back on their gift cards super fast, and then told them how they could use those gift cards, which you can. When you pay for an excursion, you can either enter your credit card information or you can enter your gift card information to be able to pay for them. So a couple of things about that. Number one, always remember that that money comes back to your cards or as a future cruise credit. It doesn't come back just on your credit card. It goes back to those gift cards. Another thing is, like, if you have a really big problem, maybe you should post it somewhere. Maybe they will see it and give you a hand. To me, that's not like license to complain about everything, but if you have something that seems like it's not being taken care of the way you think it should, it's an option. Wanted to make you aware of that. But remember, when you use those gift cards, it's not the same as using cash or just paying with your credit card. All right. Now, the other thing that I wanted to tell you about is spa credit. So often, I didn't used to do this, but now I do. Before I go on a cruise, I book a hair appointment. And when you book it, you have to pay for it. And if you make any changes to that appointment, like this time I switched it to another time. So on Holland America, they credited the amount that I had paid onto my onboard account as a credit, and then they charged my account the amount for the new appointment time. It was the same amount of money, but that transaction was there. It was credited back and charged again. Well, we've got Let's Go family members that had prepaid a whole bunch, like $965 for spa appointments. Once they got on board, they changed their mind, and all of that money went back on their onboard account. So my experience was just on Holland America. They do it the same on Princess. They do it the same on everybody, all the lines that I have been on. So anyway, so once they got that much money back on their onboard credit, for as their shipboard credit account, that would be a lot of onboard credit because they didn't reschedule more spa appointments. Well, by the end of the cruise, they expected that money would be refunded to them. And if at the end of the cruise there is money on your onboard account that is refundable, that will be mailed to you in a check. That's how they do it at Princess. And so they expected that they were going to get $688.49 back. They had already paid for the Premier package and everything else. 2 days after they left the ship, they received a copy of their account with a bunch of individual package charges that magically made their account go to zero. So in the end, they didn't get their money back. You know what? If that was me, I would post that online. And if you have a travel agent, I would definitely have them follow up with that because that's not right. So number one, always, without fail, check your account before you get off the ship, because trying to get changes done to your account once you get off the ship is so much harder than going to customer service and getting it taken care of while you are still on board. So that's a caveat. Be aware that that's how they're going to refund your money. First of all, if you pre-book those spa appointments, look at your account the day before you get off the ship and make sure that everything is taken care of. And maybe they did. I'm not saying that they didn't, but that is always such a good reminder to us. Like on our Holland America cruise, we had some drinks charged to our account that weren't ours. And I knew the ones that were ours and the ones that weren't. So we had to go down and get them taken off. So just wanted to let you know, be aware that is how that is handled. And so if you want to pre-book your spa appointments, only pre-book what you know you're really, really going to want to use. Just a heads up on that. And I know sometimes you get on board and it's not what you expected, so you want your money back. I get that, but just really keep an eye on your balance when things like that happen. So if any of you have any other experiences to share with us, we would really appreciate it because it helps us all pay better attention. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. And if you have if you appreciate these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? And I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.